And I'm going to put on the earphones.
Okay.
This is for your right ear.
So, can you listen? It's okay?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Okay, great. So
Can you
I'm
send us recording too?
yes, of course, I will.
I can't hear. I can't hear Martin. I'm just it's
I will.
silent.
I
So
will send you the recording.
What do you want to do?
I'm asking him to send us a recording.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
See,
Yes,
I
I will.
can't hear a thing.
Okay, let's begin.
Okay, so first of all, I'm very grateful to be here. I'm a big fan of your work, and I can't believe that this is happening. So that's the
Thank you.
first line.
Thank you.
Uh, the first question I want to make is what are the differences between the Godfrey of the early 80s of Koyaanisqatsi and the Godfrey from 2026?
Well, age for one thing.
Hmm.
Uh, how could I put it? Too old to die, too young to care. But for each film, I go through a rebirth.
Wow.
So they're like children. I
Hmm.
was a monk for many years and in the Catholic Church, and I understood that the work I do is the highest form of prayer, not the prayer of petition or give me this or give me that or
Hmm.
give me money or love or whatever. But the highest form of prayer is creation.
Hmm.
So in making a film, excuse me, you are creating something. So in that sense, I see it as a prayer,
Wow.
literally. In that sense, you're most like the creator, whoever that or it or she or he may be.
That's beautiful. So the second question is mostly the same because I was going to ask you how significant were your days as a religious monk in your work?
Yeah, well, I took final vows at the age of 25 in 1965. And in 1968, I was exclaustrated from my order or thrown out. We're not a diocesan order, we're a papal order, the
Hmm.
first order of monks founded without priests so that we could teach the poor gratuitously. And we weren't doing that. And being a bit of a zealot, uh, I let everybody know that. And I was working with street gangs at the time. And so they asked me to leave the Brotherhood.
Hmm.
So I'm not a brother, but a brother is me.
Okay.
I've really never left uh, the
Wow, that's
Brotherhood.
beautiful. And
I,
what role do your partner Marty and your family play in your films?
with Marty and who?
And your family, who you
Oh,
consider your
yes.
family?
Well, in the case of now,
Hmm.
uh, the the organization I founded and I no longer work through because those guys have retired. It was
Hmm.
called the IRE. Now Marty has set up something called the Godfrey Reggio Foundation in less than a year, which is pretty
3
remarkable.
years.
What's that?
3 years.
You.
3 years.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hello.
And and so she is my producer, my counsel, the person that everything goes through. Like I don't know how to use the computer by choice.
Hmm.
I'm an addicted kind of person, so I'd never get off of it. And she does, she with the groups that she has to support her work, help me do my work.
Great.
So I'm very lucky actually to have this.
And
And
how long
she's
have you
very
been
smart.
together?
And we're at the beginning of fundraising
Yeah. But
to support the foundation.
yeah, he
Okay.
heard it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
heard that. And how long have you been together?
Well, we're probably now 40 years together.
Wow.
And
That's amazing.
uh
That's
what
amazing.
story can I tell? Can I tell a story?
Oh, well, go ahead.
I met Marty in 1982 in um, New York when Koyaanisqatsi was coming out.
Hmm.
The head of the Western Winds, which is the musical group we used for Koyaanisqatsi, said he had just he was he used to be her boyfriend, but he felt that she and I were meant for each other. So I met her and fell madly in love, so much so that I had to leave her.
Hmm.
This is sad to say, because I couldn't do my work and pay attention to her. So I
Wow.
left her and came back to her
Hmm.
um, in the beginning of the 21st century.
Wow. Beautiful story. Thank you. Uh, which was the film that you enjoy the most, and why?
Oh, that's a difficult question. I actually, every film I have done, while none of them have narrative in a traditional sense, but in a heterodox sense, the score is the is the narration.
Hmm.
So, uh, and the films are like children. So each one I have to give my complete total attention to. Um, so in that sense, I have no favorites. Koyaanisqatsi launched everything. Powaqqatsi was a view of how to continue our world, we had to rip off the southern hemisphere, Africa, South America, all those places,
Hmm.
Powaqqatsi. And then the third film, Naqoyqatsi, was putting flesh on the bones of Koyaanisqatsi. I did some other films in between. I did Anima Mundi, a shorter film. I did Evidence for
Hmm.
Benetton, a shorter film. And then I did Visitors.
It's
Uh,
beautiful. I love that movie.
and I did a film prior to that called The Holy See, little H, little S, like holy moly, holy shit, holy see. But nobody's ever seen that film. And emotionally, it's probably my favorite film.
Oh, I haven't seen that, so I will look
It's
for that.
done on a Stradivarius cello as the main voice. Cello is closest to the human voice, as people in music will tell you. And it's a beautiful film. It's different from Visitors, but it uses the same deck of chords, but in a different way. Visitors is more perfected, actually better, but the other one for me is more emotional.
Hmm.
And so uh, it's just a preference, that's all.
Great. Uh, was the Qatsi always intended to be a trilogy, or from the beginning, or not?
Well, in a way, and in a way not, it was Philip that said everything goes best in three. Now, when
Okay.
he
Yeah.
said that, I had an epiphany. I have three, anyway, I'm tattooed with three lines, an asterisk. I do
Hmm.
everything in threes,
Okay.
everything.
Hmm.
Three is my number, so it sounded great to me. absolutely great. And
Perfect,
so we
beautiful.
decided doing 3 films, you don't want to repeat yourself each time you do it.
Hmm.
So Koyaanisqatsi is related most to Naqoyqatsi, which is related most to Once Within a Time, which is like a kitty Qatsi.
Hmm.
But that film is not a doc, it's definitely a narrative film. That's
Yeah.
my first narrative.
Hmm.
Have you seen that film?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen all but the one on the sea that I will check for that.
Well, nobody has seen it. You can't see it because it's not available,
Okay, that's why I haven't seen it.
unfortunately. It
uh,
might be, though, Criterion. We're just waiting for one other clearance,
okay,
and then Criterion, I hope, will put it out.
okay, I hope so.
I don't
Uh,
know that.
right now, I'm working in a global. I'm a visual artist, and I'm working in a global project for peace. And I want to know what are your thoughts on peace? Because the third Qatsi, it's about war or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And
War, each other kill many life is the Hopi
Mhm,
meaning of the word. So look, let me say this. This might seem intense, but war is the final solution to we who are predators. Human
mhm,
beings are predators. They eat meat. In the very beginning, 300,000 years ago, when we appeared, there was a pack between those that ate and those that were eaten.
mhm,
So you only took what you needed. Because we're Homo sapiens, this kind of whisper to a deaf ear, we're really
mhm,
what is it called?
Saber.
Homo saber.
mhm.
We're we we become the tools we use. That's
Yeah.
also a traditional definition, Homo faber. So we're tool makers. The tools of 300,000 years ago, which was first the net that the women built and the spear that the men have, are nothing compared to the madness of the tools we have now because we become the tools we make. So
Yes.
the world is in war,
Mhm.
War of the World, H.G. Wells, or you can go to anybody to read about them. Um, so
And do you think peace is possible
I
in
think it's
this?
possible as long as we don't take a unrealistic point of view. Like I find utopias as dangerous as dystopias,
Mhm,
because to be human is to be weak. Utopia eliminates that possibility. They're utopian communities. So I don't believe in them. Let the people do what they want. But as an answer for all, it's not for me. We're not utopians. We are, by definition, fragile. We're
mhm,
subject to our appetites, and we have very big appetites. And the corporations have appetites that eat our appetites to make money for their appetites.
mhm.
So it's billions of dollars or trillions are being spent on AI as we speak, and it's very much involved in the war.
Yeah, no. Uh, Changing a little bit of the subject, what were your main influences and why?
Well, that's a very good question. I hope you don't misunderstand me. It's not why, it's because.
Okay.
I'll probably be the last to know.
Hmm.
I've, I've been, Baudelaire says, genius is childhood recovered. Well, I never grew up. I'm
Okay.
86 and I'm still a child. So that's my advantage. Uh, like when I do something, it has to be fun, it has to be playful, or it's not worth doing.
Hmm.
It's not worth doing. So that's very important to me.
So your inside boy is your main influence.
Yes, yes, it's Plato says, some are possessed of divine madness, not through any virtue of their own, but because they were chosen. And divine madness has more perspicacity, more clarity than rational knowledge. So
Hmm.
I feel blessed with divine madness. I am a bit of a mad person myself. I totally live the project, I don't have a job. I live each project as if it's the last thing I'm going to do.
Wow, beautiful. Thanks. That's amazing. Uh, and how do you feel when you see films that are influenced by your work, by your films?
Well, I feel satisfied. It makes me and the crew that made the films feel good. Philip Glass and all the people that worked on them. So it's an honor for the film, and the films now will live posthumously way beyond my lifetime. So I can only be happy about that. Uh, they have their own unique voice, probably as much determined by the time in which we live as the work itself. And everything is based on the time in which we live, the genius loci of the
Hmm.
day.
Great.
So I feel very good about it. I have a lot of mentees, uh, but I shall disappear sooner than later. Uh, Even if I lived another 10 years, that's sooner than later. And I can only say my motto, as it were, is I'd rather be sorry than safe. That's my form. If I was safe, I would have never made these films, ever.
Mhm. Great, beautiful. Uh, I'm working a lot as an artist in projects that are called essays. I'm from Argentina, and the word ensayos, it's essays and it's also rehearsals. Uh, I'm interested if you feel that there's a parallel between a rehearsal in theater and in film, and if there's something like a rehearsal in film, what will it be?
Yes, I think so. The film I'm up to now called Data, Apex Predator, AI, a new species portends futurecide, is is a opera in three acts. So it's melodramatic and paradoxical tension in the form, and
Hmm.
it takes it takes. In other words, I'm trying to conjugate with what you said about the theater, and this is a theatrical piece. It's a cinematic theatrical piece, so more people can see it, though it could be performed live. And Peter Sellers, the
Wow,
stage director, will be the
beautiful.
stage director for this.
That's incredible. Peter Sellers, I love Peter Sellers. Um, I'm working in my first experimental film, so I would like to have an advice for a first step in experimental filming.
Let's say that again. I'm not sure I understood the
I,
question.
I'm starting a film. I'm editing a film right now
Right.
about this peace project. And what advice would you give to someone who is making his first steps here?
Okay. I tell you to have a lot of courage. Most films begun or never finished being written. Most films written or never produced. Most films produced or not seen. And the few that do get to be seen are seen but for a moment and disappear. So if you can battle that conundrum, which is real, I'm not making it up, uh, then you're ready to be a filmmaker because you have to enter an asylum, as it were, to be a filmmaker. It has to be something you have to do. You don't have a choice to do. When you don't have a choice, the answer is easy. You have to do it. So I feel I've never had a choice. I have to do it. And I see a lot of young people. I don't travel anymore, but I used to go to universities. And just the question you asked was the main question that I would get every time. What do I have to do to be a first-time filmmaker?
Mhm.
So you have to be willing to suffer and be joyful at the same time because you're in a medium where there's the opportunity for success is very, very, very thin. It's the most desired, it's the most desired opportunity in the world. And so a zillion people try to do it, and
Mhm.
only a few get through.
Thank,
Judging. When
thanks
I
a lot.
when I started film, there were a handful of important festivals. Now there's a festival for every day of the week,
Yeah, I know.
all over the world.
Mhm. Talking about festivals, what kind of films do you enjoy watching today? If you have some examples, maybe great.
I like Alfred Hitchcock. I like mystery movies. I don't look at movies much. The movies I look at the most are my own because they're with music. Like any good piece of music, you can listen to it all the time. So I have what 10 films I can listen to. I can so I actually if I look at them when I'm listening to it, I can see things I hadn't seen before. But I like Midsummer Murders and Alfred Hitchcock. I like those kind of movies where there's intrigue and I don't like new movies. They're completely uninteresting to me, even if they're considered great. Let someone else see them. I'm not really interested. It's the old movies that interest me, where there was real acting, like Humphrey Bogart. Now there's no acting. It's all special effects, and the average cut is what, 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Mhm. Yeah, it is. Uh, and the last question I have, it's tough, but we've been talking about death a lot. And how would you like to be remembered when you're gone?
Remembered, not missed.
Okay. That's a great answer. So that's it. The questions were short because I don't want to
Well,
make it hard for you. I had a beautiful time. Uh, I,
thank
I
you.
I I'm really grateful about you giving me this moment. Thank a lot, Marty, for me because I know she was the one who set this up.
Yes, indeed. So what
Uh,
I have, if you would like to hear, I
yes.
wrote out a list of things that encapsulate, perhaps not in the order I'll read them, but pretty close to how I make film.
Yes.
So as I said in the beginning, it's not why, it's because.
Mhm.
My point of view is the genius loci. Every location has a memory. And if you can tap into that, like a building has a memory, a, a oil well has a memory, and paradox is the form. Paradoxical means being able to hold two contradictory points of view at the same time, all together, all at once. Um, Off of the genius loci, I don't produce. what are they called? I don't produce not tabloid, collage films. You would go nuts in 90 minutes on. That's good for print medium, but um, I have a vocabulary of image based on the genius loci, on the location. And through that vocabulary, I create a film. So it's like a syntax. Uh, it's a syntax for the eye and the ear with a subject, verb, and object. I use that form because that's the clearest form of clarity that I know of in grammar. Also, ego, yes. My ego is enormous, but no vanity of ego, which means you're able to take criticism, the same thing with Philip and the people I work with. Also, to be a collaborator, I means we. It's not the work of one person, it's always the work of many people. And in my case, I'm a graphic designer, really. Uh, and I work with people more talented than I that can realize what it is I'm trying to show them. I write talking papers for all of the films with images, and I'm everything from a mother to an assassin because I have to get my way. The films are also autodidactic. The audience completes the story. So you could be sitting next to one person and you put a frame around something, everyone sees a different story. I also use the Sanskrit word ekagrata, which I'm sure that uh, Alfred Hitchcock knew. Alfred Hitchcock said, if you want to get attention, put a dot on the screen. Well, ekagrata means one-pointedness. So when I make a film, I don't make it, I live it. And I have to find a crew that doesn't want a job, but that is enthusiastic. Enthusiasm, you can't say be enthusiastic. You either have to have it or you don't. So I look for enthusiastic uh, crew members that are willing to live the film. Also, all the films are directed at the aesthetic triplets of sensation, emotion to get to perception, which is what art is about, another form of perception. I use also sympathetic magic. I use distortion for clarity. And when you're working with film, you can distort through lens, you can distort through motor speeds, where the camera sits, whether it's upside down or right side up. There's a whole arsenal of alchemy available to degradate in order to give clarity. So I've done that for every film. And you'll be surprised what the ear may see. It's that's very important. When language no longer describes the world, music becomes the narration. Uh, when language no longer describes the world, we need what's called a rebus, not by word, but by object, deed, or act, do we rename the world. So I create an object called a film. I also follow explicitly, implicitly, the Polish proverb, begin and the work shall show you how. There's nothing worse than living in indecision. The Chinese say that's the last thing one should do, that uh, it's better to take any decision, even if it's the wrong one, because mistakes become your best teachers. So if I get an idea, I want to move on it. Um, I also learn uh, as a young brother to look at my familiar until it looks strange. So I've tried to use that in all of the films. as I've tried to make my liabilities, my problems, my mental illnesses be my assets. In other words, I don't want to be cured from my mental problems. I want to use them because the subconscious is the canvas of art. That's where art exists, in the right brain.
Wow.
I look forward also to the vivid unknown. I prepare myself ad nauseum. I'm not waiting for spontaneity by not doing anything, just but in preparation, I look forward to spontaneity. That's something I couldn't have thought about. All of a sudden occurs, and boom, I have to change everything. I've done that in several films. Um, what else?
That's
I
like
think
like
that
like a decalogue. What are you reading?
what, well, I've made these notes. I want to end up by saying, my role is like a midwife.
Hmm.
Films are more like children for me. And everything I've told you is in the subjective form. It's my way. There are many ways to do things. Mine is not the only way. The shortest way, the Tibetans tell us, is the longest way around. And that's how I take it. That's the shortest way. So these are as it were, the axioms I make my films by. And
Wow.
I thank you. Marty's
I,
telling me time to
I,
go.
I'm so grateful. Thanks
Thank you.
a lot for your time, for your wisdom, for
Thank
sharing
you.
it with me.
Thank you.
Uh, I never
Gracias,
expected.
Martin.
Gracias a ustedes.
You're from Argentina. What a place. What's going on there?
No,
Madrid.
right now I'm living in Spain.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I decided to move here because I wanted to raise kids in a quieter place. It was
Take off your earphones.
it was too
Yeah.
much for us, but it was a very Argentina is always in a crisis,
Right.
and it's very harsh for. I had a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old, and it
Wow.
was very harsh for them to live always in a crisis. And here in Spain, it's quieter. It's a place where they can move alone. And I'm not a taxi driver here. In Argentina, I was like moving them from here. We don't have a car, and they
Right.
are using public transportation, and they are moving with their friends and
Right.
girlfriends,
Right.
and having a life that is not always in crisis. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful to be here too.
So this is for an Argentinian magazine?
Yes, it's from yeah, I'm an artist, and the gallery where I work for,
Uh-huh.
they have this magazine that is online, and I'm using this magazine to interview people that I'm fan. So I'm looking for people who may I don't know who may teach me things.
Yeah.
And for example, for this interview, I read lots of interviews. I watch all your movies, and I make a piece of study of you. And I'm very excited to be here.
Let me mention something. You know who Luis Buñuel is?
No, who? Luis Buñuel, yeah, of course, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Well, in just the opposite way of you, he had to flee Spain because of Franco's madness
yeah,
and
I
went
know.
to Mexico,
Hmm.
where he did a first film in Mexico called Los Olvidados,
Yeah, I know.
The Young and the Damned, and that inspired me to make film.
Hmm.
the kids in the film, except for a couple, were all gang members themselves.
Mhm.
And that's who I was working with for years here, gang
Great.
members.
Wow.
Okay,
Beautiful.
well, good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot again. And I will send you this video and I will send you the interview once it's written. It's going to be written in Spanish,
Great.
but I will send it to you. Okay?
Okay,
Good.
thank you.
Do you mind if anything, we're not there yet, but we're doing a launching platform on the website for
Mhm.
people experiences and meeting.
Yeah.
So I'll be in touch.
Okay, yeah. Let me know.
And also we're doing the fundraising. So if you have people there that we can network through for
Yes,
the
of course.
foundation and the
I,
film. Yeah.
I will. I will. I will
Okay.
publish it. I will publish the part of the fundraising so people can see that.
Okay.
Well, let
And
me
if
tell
I,
you, after all of the success for reasons not worth going into, my wife and I live month to month.
No, we're just living
I'm an
on,
artist. I'm an artist, and I live the same way. So,
yeah, we're just on savings and social.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
good
we have
luck
all,
with everything.
yeah, thank you. Keep in touch.
Okay. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank
Welcome.
Bye.